Hello, YouTube friends. Today we're going to talk about Canva. So if you are interested in learning more about how to use Canva, especially specifically for your Go Imagine site, but really for anything this will work, please stay tuned. This is Randy with We Crafty Creations, and I'm sharing my phone screen today. This is a little different than what I normally do, but for Canva, I use my phone a lot for Canva, and it's actually faster for me than using my computer. When I use my computer, certain functions get really slow. I even will get like timed out or kicked out of Canva when I'm working on it, and it's been really hard to work around that. The only thing that I did find on my computer with that is that if I go into incognito mode, it is faster, but if you're in incognito mode, you can't share your screen usually, so that becomes a bit of a problem. So I'm in Canva. I have Canva Pro. I'm going to try to show what kind of the differences are and what it will look like, but this main screen will look pretty similar to anybody, whether have Canva Pro or not, except for I have a dark mode, so theirs might be a lot lighter than this, and so when you're in this main screen, there should be a plus sign at the bottom of your screen. It might be in a slightly different place, but if you hit this plus sign, it gives you options. If you don't have Canva Pro, there'll be less options here. This has got all sorts of different predetermined sizes and stuff in here. And then at the top, you can see where it says custom size. I believe if you have regular Canva, that is going to be all the way at the bottom where there's like a little cloud and an arrow. It'll say custom size right there instead. I don't know why they put it in a different place. But you get to this custom size and you can type anything in here for a width and height. Now, Go Imagine specifically mentions a 1000 by 800 pixel size. I think that's pretty small, so I double that. And so we've got, in my recents, you can see 2000 by 1600. I'll just type it again up here just to show how you can type it, or you can choose a recent one, and then you hit Create New Design. So this is a really good size to start with. And they're not extremely picky on the size, but something to keep in mind. And then if you don't have Canva Pro, this section might look slightly different. And when you're at the very bottom here, there are less options when you have Canva Pro. And so, or when you have regular Canva, not Canva Pro. So I have a photos option right here. I believe if you have Canva Pro, Canva regular, that it won't actually have that photos option right there. So you have to go into elements first, which should be there, and then you have to scroll down and you see photos right in the middle of my screen, and you click see all. And when you do that, it shows you these trending photos, and then it shows you your recently used photos, and then there's a search bar at the top where you can literally search for anything. So let's say you wanted some kind of a wooden background, you could choose wood. Now it does let you know on here if it's pro or not, with this little symbol in the corner. Sometimes this little symbol with the little crown doesn't have the word pro next to it, so it can be a little bit confusing. But if you don't have Canva Pro and you choose one of these, it'll automatically put a watermark over the top of it, and it asks you if you want to remove the watermark, and if you click that button, then it asks you to pay to be a Canva Pro member. There are a lot of things that are pro only. It's really funny to me. It seems that when I'm logged in as pro, there's not very many things that say pro. If you log in, if I log in separately as not a pro member, which unfortunately I can't do without being in incognito mode on my phone, so then I can't show it to you, then almost everything is pro, and they barely show you any of the free ones. And I think that's just kind of, to be honest, a tricky way for them to try to get people to upgrade to the pro. So, it is what it is. You have to just kind of work around it. I also think that at some point when you go into this filter option, oh, there it is. There's a free and a pro option here. I think that when you're in the free version, it doesn't give you this option to filter. It's kind of tricky. So, but if I hit free here and done, then it only shows me the free ones. And if I change that to pro, then it will only show me pro ones, which honestly, if you have pro, you kind of should almost just use your Pro membership the best that you can. And so if I choose one of these, then there's less likely to be as many people with the same background as the one that I were to choose. So let's just say that I wanted this one right here, but maybe this is a little too dark for me, and then I'm just dragging this around, and you can drag these edges to make it bigger to fill in the whole spot. But if this is too dark for me, then I can click adjust down here at the bottom, and this is available on Pro and free. I can go to like brightness, and I can click the brightness up a little bit. I could go to, I thought there was a warmth. Am I just keep passing it? Maybe there's not a warmth. Maybe I'm being crazy. There's a temperature. That's basically the warmth. So if on temperature, if you go farther this way, it's going to make it more on the redder side. And you go this way, it's going to make it more on the blue-green side. So, you know, if you want it to be a little bit more of a brighter brown red color, you can drag it over there. So play around with these options. There may be slightly less options for the non-pro version, but it's not a huge difference. And then some of these other options at the bottom may or may not be available, such as effects, filters. Some of these might not be available, but this is how you get a nice background for your image. And there are lots of different types of backgrounds that you can get. And then if, let's say we just decided we don't like this at all, we can just delete it. And then I can hit the plus sign again, and then I'm going to get rid of this wood search. And then I'm just going to search Halloween flat lay, and that's going to show me something to where I could easily drop a product somewhere in one of these photos, and then it would you know, look like it was laying there next to it. So let's say I like this one here. I generally don't go for the stuff that's super bright and colorful. Let's go with this one here, and then I can always adjust. And so I'm going to go to saturation, and I'm going to take the saturation down, and then I'll go to vibrance. I'll take the vibrance down a little bit too. So this makes it a little less bold, you know, and a little bit more muted. And then if I hit the plus sign, then I want to add my own photo, and that's not under photos. For Pro, it's under gallery. But if you don't have Pro, then that might not show up. And so you have to go to uploads, and then you'll have to upload a file. And if you have the Pro, then you can remove the background on any of these. If you don't have Pro, then you have to remove the background using a different app somewhere. So depending on if you have that or not. So I have at least a couple of photos in here somewhere. Here's one that doesn't have a background on it already right now. So I can upload my wolf. And this isn't really how I would do this because he's an ornament, and so I wouldn't have him hanging from a flat lay. So this is not the best example, but I just don't know if I have another one that's right off the top of my head. So I'll just use my Pro feature and remove the background of this. And this is the beauty of Pro. It's so much faster instead of having to find a different app that will do that. And so, you know, I plop my thing in there, and that was under effects and then background remover. But if you don't have Pro, you can't do that. So, and then I can add text to it, and then, oh, that's really small. That was strange looking. So then let's say you wanted this to say 2023. Just type that, and I just randomly picked a font that was available, but if I click that again and click font, then I can click through all of these fonts. Once again, some of them are Pro, and it'll say, oh, that one's just called Anonymous Pro. It'll actually have the little crown next to it if it's a Pro, and then it's not available unless you have Pro. So saying the word Pro a lot. So, and then when I got my word or phrase or whatever on here, I can change the color of it. And so I have to be clicked on this text to change the things about this text. And then if I click bigger, now I'm on the pumpkin, and then I can change things about the pumpkin. And then if I click this, I'm on the background, and then I can change things about the background. So you have to be clicked on the individual item to change it. So this video is getting a little bit long, so I think I'll cut it off for now, but I'm going to make some more videos about this, but I just wanted to show some basics of how you can put together a background and how to kind of get all of those basic steps started. But there's a lot of more advanced stuff that we can do with this to add products and kind of put together a really nice image with a nice background, and lots more that we can get into on what kind of backgrounds are best for what type of a thing, like if you're going to do a social media post versus if you're going to make a product image for your shop. So we'll get into more of those details later, but I just wanted to start with the real basic stuff about Canva. And I'd be happy to get any specific questions about Canva that I can actually show how it works in the system, and record the screen for you and everything. So let me know what you would like to see more of, and please give me a thumbs up if you found this interesting or entertaining in any way, and make sure to subscribe to see more videos about Go Imagine and Etsy and all the fun things that involves. See ya!